Okay, I'm going to lift this microphone a little bit. Okay, are we good? Okay. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope that everyone's doing great. I haven't seen you in a while, and sometimes you just won't see me because when I don't have anything to talk about, I refuse to be the podcast person that babbles. I just can't. Believe it or not, I do not talk a lot. I know, you don't believe that, but I really don't. And when I don't have anything to say, anything that I deem important, then I don't do podcasts. But I actually have a lot to say, and there are notes. So you know I'm serious, right? Let me put on my old lady glasses. So how's everybody been? I hope that your life has been going well. I hope that if it hasn't been going so well, that you have found some peace somewhere. What have I been doing? What has Dawn been doing? Working. I've been working and writing and getting to know myself a little bit more. It's been weird. I've had moments of peace, a lot of inner peace. It's funny. I've hit this age and a lot of insight on where I am. And Davidion just asked me, so what's the title of the show? And I said, I don't know. I hate titles. But actually, I have a quote for you. And this is what I've been feeling these last few months. And I don't know who said this. There wasn't a name. And I have a few of them that I'm going to read to you. So I don't want anyone to say that Dawn stole their work. Your name wasn't there. So your quotes are great, though. So this quote says, appreciate where you are in your journey, even if it's not where you want to be. Every season deserves a purpose. You hear that? Appreciate where you are in your journey. And I really am appreciating where I am. And that's new. That's new for me. Because usually I'm up and running and just moving. And for the first time, it's like, all right, breathe, enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy being a personal trainer. And I always did. But now there's this next level. I think too, because I'm also being driven insane by the whole menopause thing. So if you see me break out in a sweat like a hooker in church, then you know that Dawn is having her sweats right now. I go from being really, really hot, and not the good hot, but the bad, dripping, sweaty hot. I have my napkin right here, to freezing cold. It is so irritating, and it makes you insane. You don't know if you want to strip your clothes off or put more clothes on. Your thought process is like a squirrel. 1 minute I'll be talking to you about menopause, and then it's like, ooh, a red ball. And then you're laughing, and you're crying, and then you're happy again. Yeah, that's menopause. And so, sucks to be a woman sometimes. And it is called the menopausal brain. I used to think that other women were exaggerating, and I would do this. Okay. All right. But Dawn, really, I can't remember anything. It's kind of like being pregnant, because sometimes when you're pregnant, you get that pregnant brain fog. Menopause is that on 50. It ain't on 10. It's on 50. So sometimes I'll be thinking and talking, and all of a sudden I'll just stop. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that. This is where coffee comes in to play, because coffee helps you. Look, I'm not just saying that because I'm an addict. I am not an addict, but coffee does. Hold on. Bustelo. Coffee does help with that brain fog. I'm just saying, not wine, coffee. Wine makes it worse, actually. Hold on, I need to take a sip. Okay, so that's what I've been up to. And yes, I do call it low-key crazy. and it's okay. It's all right. I go on tirades. Not that I ever did not go off on a tirade about certain subjects or, books, people. Okay, I went on tirades about a lot of things. But now with this menopausal brain, anything might set me off. It really is PMS times 20. Anything. I'm not making this up. I got mad because the leaves were falling. I became angry. It was this crazy rage, like how dare autumn show up and how dare, and it was like, are you really getting mad about seasons? Yes I am. And I've always been a complainer about snow. So I just want everyone to know that I am notorious and famous for my complaints about snow. But now it's even worse. Now I complain about autumn. So now autumn and winter are my biggest conversations. And people are like this. Okay, Dawn. All right. So that's what I've been up to. How have you guys been with your homework? I know I gave it to you a while back, but it was about self-care. It was about finding things to do to make you happy 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not going to give you once a week because what does that do? It's like, I don't know. I need something to compare it to. Having coffee once a week. Boring. You're supposed to do something that makes you happy 2 to 3 times a week. And it can be for 20 minutes. It can be for 20. I don't care. It doesn't have to be for an hour or 2. And I don't care if it's just sitting in silence. Because to be honest with you, sometimes that makes me really happy to just sit. Bring it down a notch or 2. I'm not really thinking about anything. I'm just at peace. So have you done that? Have you made an effort to do that? It's kind of like exercise. It only works if you work it. And if you haven't done it, I hope that you make a supreme effort to do it. Don't listen to the negative self-talk that tells you that you do not have time. You do have time. We all have time. We get 24 hours. We have time for 20 minutes of a good time. We have time. So I wanted to talk about, because I've been seeing a few things with people who are close to me with this lack of putting themselves first. So they aren't a priority. They do love, and that's great that we all love other people so much that we want them to be happy and we do put them first, but we can get lost in the shuffle, and that goes into self-care. You know that, right? You don't need me to tell you that. But it's also setting boundaries and setting a standard for your life. I had this conversation with a young lady, and it was about her going to get her nails done. And she said, "Oh, I can't afford that." And I said, "Well, it's a manicure. It's literally $25. If that. Some places, they'll give you a really good deal." Well, Dawn, and it was every excuse. I don't have time. So when we stripped it all down, it wasn't about the money. It was about not putting herself first. And when I did the calculations, and I know some people get offended by that, but it is my job. So, let me talk to you about this. If you are paying for pizza delivery, a good pizza, and we're not talking about some of these chains that are disgusting. We're talking about, I live in Chicago. You can find good pizza everywhere. A good pizza at one of my favorite pizzerias, one large pizza, it can be about $25. That's good pizza. So you could take that money and go get your nails done. I mean, but you're saying, but what if she wants pizza, Dawn? then say that, but don't say that you don't have the money. Do you see my point here? Because you do have the money. It's what we choose to do with our money. And if you're constantly saying what you don't have, you will continue to have that broke mentality. You do have the money. It's just where you decided to put yourself on your list of priorities. That is setting standards. What is your standard? I wrote a blog about it, and the blog is called "What is Your Definition?" And what do you think about yourself? Because what you're telling me is I don't have the money for this, when it pertains to your self-care, I don't have the money for that. What you're saying to me is that you're not high on your list of priorities. You're not thinking about your own body. You're not thinking about your own mental welfare. And that is bad, because eventually it does catch up with you. You're like, oh no, mentally and physically, it does catch up to you. Treat yourself. You need to treat yourself. You need to say, you know what? I'm going to go get a pedicure, because it's not just about the painting of the toes. If that were the case, there wouldn't all these men in there getting their feet rubbed. It's about the foot rub. It's about them rubbing your calves. It's about the massage chair. It's about the whole atmosphere. It's about the tea that they bring you. It's self-care. It makes you feel good. Go get the massage. Why? Why, Dawn? Why? Because it's about the self-care. It's about you saying, for once, I'm setting boundaries, and I'm saying, yeah, I'll do all of that for you guys, but right now, this hour is mine. I'm going to get a massage. You don't have to get a full hour massage. You could get just a shoulder massage. You could get a facial. You could get your eyebrows done. I don't care. It is saying, I'm worth it. What was that old commercial? Was it a shampoo commercial? And I can't remember. Blah, 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 because I'm worth it. That's all I remember. Menopausal brain. Just ignore me. And here's another thing. When you don't set standards, it leaks. That attitude leaches into, it bleeds. That's the word I want. It bleeds into work, your personal relationships. It bleeds into everything. You'll think that it's just over here, right? And it's just with you. But people pick up on that. And some people will see it and say, oh, that's too bad, she or he, they're not very kind to themselves. Other people will use that against you. Oh, well, I can get whatever I want. And I know that they will bend over backwards to accommodate me, while you're over there looking like Boo Boo the Fool. Who is Boo Boo, by the way? Who is Boo Boo the Fool? But you know what I'm saying. Boo Boo the Fool is putting everyone else in front of their own self-care. Yeah, it'll go there. You'll be that employee. I call him the martyr at the job. The martyr, who the boss always calls to do the dirty work, because they know that no one else is going to do that without that. But they call on you because you're never going to speak up. And then when you feel used, you complain. And yet you never put yourself first, or you never open your mouth to say no. Once again, if you remember my last podcast, and I wrote a blog about that as well. No. Nada. Nine. No. Just like that. With attitude. Be that person. When you have permission to say no, you have permission to create boundaries. My mama used to call it self-preservation. And it is. It's self-preservation. And that's why I'm asking you, what is your standard for your life? Do you write them down? Because I do. I had to learn how to. I wasn't raised really to fight, to be a confrontationalist. I had to learn how to shout. And really, my ex-husband taught me that. I was married very young, 17. I was married. He wasn't much older. And where I was closed in, he was, the aggressor. And he had to be. He's an only child. And so by watching him and him saying to me, open your mouth, Dawn. They don't know. And you can't be mad at people for hurting your feelings if they don't even know that they've hurt your feelings, because you didn't set boundaries. You didn't set standards. You don't say it. You're passive aggressive. You're being a martyr. And you're only a martyr, as my daughter said to me, you're only a martyr if people care. If they don't care, you're just a victim. Let that sink in. So when I learned to be loud in a quiet way, I said what I said, and it was just that attitude to draw the line. And I'm not saying that was overnight. I didn't get that way until my mid-30s when I became a personal trainer. You cannot be a quiet personal trainer. You have to have a little aggression, because you have to go out and get those clients, and you have to be able to tell people what to do. You have to be all of those things. You have to say things with assertion and not arrogance, with assertion, and believe what you say, and not only say it, but be able to do it and not back down. I said what I said. And so I had to learn that. You cannot be an entrepreneur and not have that, if you want to call it a bulldog personality. I am not a bully, and I don't insert myself into other people's conversations or lives. But if you ask me my opinion, well, Dawn is going to give you her opinion. But that comes with setting the standard and the boundaries and feeling confident in your word. With that said, let me get back to what I was saying. I'm seeing a lot of people with, especially some personal trainers. I think I need to run a school to help build the self-esteem of certain personal trainers, because you're not saying what you mean as far as your business. And then when this client doesn't pay you on time, they keep dropping you, trying to pick you up, drop you and pick you up, and blah, blah, blah. And these things going on in your business that you don't like, but you don't say. You're always going to attract those types of clients. And this is just being an entrepreneur, period. You're always going to attract these people if you don't set your standards. This is my price. Look people in the eye. This is my price. This is what I can do for you. Everything is in writing. Everything needs to be in writing, so that no one can ever say that they didn't know, that you didn't cancel within 24 hours and now you're mad that you were charged. Well, if you would look at that contract, you will see I had to learn this. It's not easy, especially when you don't have that type of personality and you want people to like you and you want to keep that client. But I'm going to tell you this, they will come to you because you have standards. They are going to trust you because you speak it, you walk it, and they can trust you with their bodies and with the information that they're giving you. You can't trust people that are wishy-washy. You just can't. I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, I can see that you have no standards and you have no boundaries. And when people have no boundaries, anything goes, and that's in every aspect of our lives. Now, if I'm wrong, at me. But you know that I'm not wrong. So, it's weird watching this, and you realize as you get older that, golly, we're still growing, right? We're still learning. Even at this age, I'm still learning. I'm still figuring this out. I'm becoming, evolving, and that's all right. But I hope that you're hearing what I'm saying, and if you're getting upset with me, calling certain things out, that's good. Because if you're getting mad, what's that saying? Only a hit dog hollers. If you're mad, then you know it's you. And that means that you need to make changes. We've all had to do it. I've written whole blogs about it. I'm very open, and I only talk about what I know because I've been there. Sometimes I still am. But you attract what you tolerate. Let me say it again for the people in the back. You attract what you tolerate, and you attract who you are in that moment. Doesn't mean that you're always going to be there. I can tell you, I have been in relationships and wondered, how the heck did I end up with him? Ooh wee. Baby, you got me when I was low. And from the outside, I didn't look it. It looked like Dawn had everything going on. Everything was running smoothly on the outside, but obviously inside I was like this. That's what I was doing. That's my crazy. And so I attracted crazy. That was me inside attracting crazy. And so when you get your mind right and you're looking at this person as if to say, how did I attract you? Well, as my mama used to say, I quote my mother a lot because I hate that lady was right about so many things, but she was. If you keep attracting the same people in your life, men or women, even children sometimes, if you keep attracting the same people in your life, it's not them, sweetheart, it's you. I had to say that to me, to myself. Wait a minute, I'm attracting, no matter what the color, you're attracting the same people, and you're wondering, who does this person remind me of? And I'm sitting there staring at him. You remind me of someone. Oh my goodness. I've just attracted A, B, or C, you can pick, just in a different gender, a different color. This is crazy, but you attract who you are in that moment. And unless you start creating boundaries, unless you own it, you will continue to do the same thing. You will repeat that pattern, which is why I'm doing this podcast. Look, I'm no Dr. Phil. I'm no Iyanla, but I've lived. And for any of us who've lived a life and have certain experiences, we can all testify, right? Amen. I'm my own amen corner. So this all comes back to, and you know what I'm going to say, believing in your worth. Believe in your worth. Golly, if I could just whisper that to everyone all over the world, it would be creepy, but just to let you know, you're worthy. You're worthy. You deserve all of these good things. You're worthy. Because once you know that you're worthy, once you know that, you're unstoppable. And you will stop attracting goofballs. You will, in any situation. I'm not just talking about romantic situations. Look, I'm retired from romance. And I mean that. I am retired, so I can talk about this stuff. I'm loving my singlehood a little bit too much. But if you are wanting to attract somebody good and kind and all of those things, deal with what's going on. And you must believe that you're worthy and approve of yourself. I've mentioned reading Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, reading the books from Miss Van Zandt. Read those books. Do the work. If you're not willing to go see a therapist or whatever, which there's nothing wrong with that, I believe that most of us should. Just have a sounding board. Get it all out. Spew. Go back to when you were born. Let it all out, because most of the issues that most of us have stem from our childhoods, though some people will not admit to that. That's fine. We're all on our own journeys. But if you want change, allow change to happen. Admit to certain things. Own it. And tell yourself, heck, I'm worthy of a good love. I'm worthy. If you want to get married, I'm worthy of a good marriage. I'm worthy to have that great job. I'm worthy to have good friends. Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Because you are. I'm not trying to simplify anything, because I know that there is nothing simple in what I'm saying. Nothing. And it's work. But it doesn't have to be hard work. There's a difference. And you don't have to be a slave to your insecurities. You don't. You can release yourself just by saying every day to yourself. I don't care if you say it 100 times. In fact, please do. I'm worthy. I approve of myself. I have a lot to be grateful for. And I'm going to keep on keeping on. Now, you over here, love you. But your issues really have absolutely nothing to do with me. And I will help you as much as possible. But no, you do not get to impede on my peace. I had learned that, and I actually have said that to people, and it was shocking to them. No, what can I do for you? Is there anything I can do for you? Then let me do that. Other than that, we're not going to roll in negativity. I know I will not talk about A, B, and C. That has absolutely nothing to do with me. And I would advise you to do the same thing, because you're worthy. You're worthy of happiness. So I know that all of us know people. I brought it up myself. On the outside, we look as if we have it all together. But inside, we are a burning building. And so when you keep attracting people that just aren't right, or situations that just aren't right, you know that you still have work to do, and that's okay. That's just being human. I just want you to grow from that. I want you to grow and get better so that you can have your inner peace. Inner peace, you can't buy it. You can't buy it. I wish that you could. I think it would cost a lot though, so. So isn't it just easier to do the work? It's just to feel happy. Every day I don't feel happy. In fact, to be honest with you, I work at it. Every day I work at it. I am not a morning person. I am a grouch. Before and sometimes after coffee, because that is truly my personality. I know that people are like, no, Dawn. Oh, no. I'm not petty, but I can be. And I know this about myself. Look, I'm owning it on my podcast. I have owned all my little crazies, and I'm okay with that. In fact, I find myself funny. So what I'm telling you is we all have to work at stuff. I have a sibling who is one of the happiest people in the morning. She was so happy, she was annoying. She would literally wake up and say, good morning, good morning. And then we'd all do this. Shut up. She would wake up singing. And I think about that, and I think that's pretty great. And though I don't wake up singing, sometimes I have awakened with laughter, which I'm laughing in my sleep, and I've gotten up in shock because my own laughter woke me up, which was absolutely hilarious. But I do try to get my mind right. I love that saying because it says so much. Get your mind right. Straighten it up. Don't come out of your room or go to work spewing your bad mood onto everyone else. Whatever is going on here, you don't have the right to be mean to other people, especially when you're an entrepreneur. And you're not going to have a whole lot of business after a while, because people are still, and believe it or not, I know trainers who are grouchy all of the time. We are in the business of happiness. How the heck are you grouchy to everyone that walks in? I'm fascinated by you. But my thing is, try to wake up. I know the things that go on in the world. I'm not naive. I see it. So do you. But that doesn't mean that we cannot make a supreme effort to lift ourselves up. We got to lift ourselves up. Now, I'm going to talk about something that is very serious, and usually I don't talk about it. It's a very sensitive subject, and it's about sexual abuse. So, I'm going to talk about something that's serious, and I usually don't bring it up. I don't. I know that it's a touchy subject, but the only reason I'm doing it now is because all of the mocking of people that have been sexually abused, emotionally abused, physically abused. And I don't like bullies. And I also, and in a form of bullying is when you tell people they're or you're just so sensitive, so you totally negate other people's feelings. Now, what I will say is, I'm not here to talk about the people that are doing that. I think that they've been getting enough publicity. You know, they have their TV shows and their specials and their radio shows, and it's real easy to sit and mock people when I don't know if they've gone through it, nor at this point do I care. Once you open your mouth to make fun of someone else, then I kind of don't hear what you have to say, because you've chosen a path of abuse. That's another form of abuse. I'm talking to you, who the survivor. That would be me as well, like I said, and you will hear me say it over and over. I only discuss things I know about. I wouldn't discuss abuse if I hadn't been a survivor of sexual abuse, physical abuse. And what I wanted to read you this quote, and it really resonated with me, and I wanted to share it. It's by Dr. Steve Maribolli. I don't know if I'm saying his name correctly. I hope that I am. He has a lot of really great quotes, but this quote says, "You are not a victim. No matter what you have been through, you're still here. You may have been challenged, hurt, betrayed, beaten, and discouraged, but nothing has defeated you. You are still here. You have been delayed, but not denied. You are not a victim. You are a victor. You have a history of victory." So I guess my question is, and it's not a guess, it's my question, why are you guys listening to people mocking you? Why are you taking the time, your precious time, and it is precious because you've done the work and you're still doing the work. All of us who have been there are still doing the work. Why are you listening to these people who are on their soapbox, on their little platforms, on their whatever? Why are you listening to them? You know your story. Why are you feeling ashamed of your story? It's your story. You survived that. You. Man, I can't even tell you how inspired I am when I hear these people who have been through horrible cases of abuse. Horrible. Not that any abuse is not horrible, but there are levels where you just sit back and you say, how the heck did you survive that? Because they did. Because they're survivors. They're not victims. We're not victims. We're survivors. We are here to tell the tale. And my mama used to say that all the time. No matter what happens to you, you live to tell the tale so that you can help somebody else. That's your job. And most of you are doing it, but you let these little people that you should do this to. Why do you care? They're not going to lose any money. They're not losing money. They're going to have the people that support them, that are supporting them. Who cares? You survived that. I want you to stop. I want you to not even discuss these people. I want you to remember not the mess that you had to go through, but the fact that you're still here and you're not running down the street crazy, that you're doing the work, that you have a life that you've put together out of the ashes that could have been a death knell for a lot of people. Some people never survive. We see them all the time. There's still the hurt child, the hurt children, and they never come back from that. But a lot of people do. So why do you spend time talking about people who should literally be a piece of lint on your clothes that you flick off after all of the things that seemed insurmountable? You've climbed it, you crawled over it, you're not rolling in the muck. You went and you got yourself help. A lot of you are still in therapy. You're doing the work. Why are you listening to these people? So what? And that's why I don't mention names. I don't say what they said because that's how little they mean to me. When I first heard some of these things, a part of me wanted to get mad, but that was that hurt child. That person that wanted to defend and say, but this happened. And then I was, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Then I burst out laughing. It's like, well, who cares? My life is my life, and I know my story, and you know yours. So never be ashamed. Never be ashamed of your story. You are a victor. You're a victor. You are the epitome of someone who knows self-care. See, it all comes back, doesn't it? It all comes back. I am on a mission to spread the gospel of self-care and feeling good and finding things to help you feel good. For the last, I think, like 3 months, I have been getting a massage. I've gone to an acupuncturist, go see my chiropractor to get adjusted, doing my steps when my body is able. There is no pressure. I'm a very high pressured person. I used to be. So, okay, I won't lie to you. I can't lie to you. Sometimes I still am. I drive myself crazy. But it's me driving me crazy. It's not anybody else driving me crazy. But I'm making a time to meditate. Every morning I do my affirmations. I try to pray more. I'm really making an effort here. Slow down, Dawn. Literally smell the roses. Get your little glass of wine, if you feel like it. This past weekend, I hung out with my daughters. We did a staycation. And we went into the city and we acted like tourists. It was so much fun to see the city through the eyes of a tourist. And it got too cold. We couldn't do the boat tour. There was just no way. But we went to Navy Pier. We got on the Ferris wheel. We went to the Harold Washington Library, which is absolutely beautiful. Plus, it's the library, and you know me, I wanted to spend hours in there. We went to wonderful restaurants, all of them 5-star, not because, they're on the list of 5-star. No. These places, they were on Check Please. So any of you who lives in Chicago, Channel 11, Check Please. And these restaurants, I'm telling you, the food was so good, you wouldn't chew your fingers off. It was lovely. And it was self-care. We stayed at the Hyatt. It was wonderful. And I was able to kick it with my daughters. We had good drinks, good food. We walked around. We talked to people. And fabulous. We had a good time. And so, self-care. And we plan on doing it again in about 3-4 months, because I am not going to hang out in Chicago in January. You ever get that? It's not going to happen. But that's what I mean. Go somewhere and spend 2 days. Don't tell me you can't afford it, because they have specials at every hotel. Get a massage. Talk to strangers. Keep a journal. Write down how you felt in that moment when you put that good food. Let me tell you, we went to Norman's Bistro. Oh my goodness. That food is so good, and it's on 43rd. So, people say, oh, that's in the hood. Whatever. That food was so good, and the people were so friendly, and we had such a great time. Go someplace new. Meet new people. We went to this Puerto Rican restaurant called Nelly's in Humboldt Park. And wonderful. That food was so good, so nice. Talked to everybody that was sitting around us. Somebody had a baby, and the baby was so dang cute, and just had a blast. Being in my own skin, surrounded by good people, good food, good drinks. Can you go wrong with that? No. And it wasn't expensive. It was not expensive. For 4 people, I think it was $74. So, it's just an idea. Go out. Walk and look at the pretty colors outside. A lady, we follow each other on Twitter. Hi, Robin. Mama Crosby. And she's a DJ, a fabulous DJ. And she posted some beautiful picture of the autumn leaves. Well, okay, whatever. That's me in autumn and snow. But she was out. Peace. You can't buy it. I keep telling you, you can't buy it. You can buy a lot of things. But I know people with a lot of money, wealthy, not rich. And a lot of them have no peace. Can't buy it. But you can create it. Self-care. So, I'm telling you what I'm doing to feel good. So let me see. Acupuncturist, chiropractor, getting my steps in to the best of my ability. Of course, I'm a personal trainer. It's what I do. That also makes me feel good. I actually love what I do for a job, if you really want to call personal training working, because it's just so much fun. Those things always make me feel fabulous. And getting myself some lovely clothes. I went thrifting. I love to go to the thrift stores because you can't tell me that I'm not getting the best deals. My thrift stores kind of lost their minds, though. The one that I really love, there were pants in there for $69. Is that a thrift store price? I don't think so. That's my little protest right there. Not that I left. What I'm saying is $69 at a thrift store is not thrift store prices. That's all I got for you. But it was fun. I also wanted, I hope you have pen and paper, because I want to give you the 12 steps to self-care. And let me put my old lady glasses back on. This is another, I found this on Pinterest, and there was no name attached to it, but I don't want people to say that I'm stealing their work. So if whomever posted this and this is your list, it's a great list. Thank you so much. I'm not stealing your work. You ready? I'm going to give you the 12 steps to self-care. Number 1, if it feels wrong, don't do it. If it feels wrong, don't do it. True story. I'm not going to give you a story for everyone, but I need to tell you this story. And this is a personal story, and it's okay for you to laugh. A lot of my stories sound sad, but they are actually funny in a very kind of odd way. I was dating this guy, right? And it felt wrong. I knew it was going to be wrong. Every time he would try to ask me out, I would feel sick. I am not making this up. I would feel nauseous. But of course, sometimes as women, we talk ourselves into things. Wrong. So I started dating him. And this little voice that sounded like my mother's voice, by the way, which is very scary, clear as a bell, said, "Stop making plans with him. This is never going to work. It's wrong." And I went like this, "Mama?" No, I didn't really do that. I'm crazy, not insane. There's a difference. But it's not going to work. Stop making plans with him. It's not going to work because you know this is wrong. It's not right for you. Long story short, did not work. Kept trying to make it work. Did not work. Ever. Never worked because it was wrong. And if I'd have listened to my gut, I could have saved myself at least 4 years. But I didn't. Lesson learned. I went through that for you. See, I sacrificed everything for you and didn't even know it. So I could tell you that story and that you would know. There you go. I'm a giving person that way. Number 2, say exactly what you mean. Say exactly what you mean. I said what I said. That's all it needs to be said about that. Number 3, don't be a people pleaser. Oh, they're so boring after a while. Because people pleasers, I can't even say that 3 times fast. People pleasers usually become martyrs, and martyrs love to tell you what they've done for everyone else, but nobody cares. No one asked you to do that. You put yourself out there. If you didn't want to do it, why did you do that? Well, who are you trying to please? These people over here, they're ungrateful wretches. They're never going to be satisfied with what you do. So why'd you do that? So always question if you're being a people pleaser. You see a lot of that on social media. You do. It's quite scary. And I've seen a lot of it in real life. But nobody cares. Please yourself. Please the people that care for you. And then let that mess go. That's my advice. Number 4, trust your instincts. Trust your gut. And that goes into number 1. If it feels wrong, don't do it. That goes into my story. Trust your gut. I knew it was wrong. Did it anyway. Had the fallout for it. Who can I blame? No one. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts. Number 5, never speak bad about yourself. Now, I've written blogs about this. I have also tweeted about it, whatever. And I've said, self-deprecation is boring. Have you ever been around that person? You'll say, "Oh, okay, I'll talk to. Oh, Karen, man, you look so nice today. I love that dress. Oh, this old thing, I got it from the thrift store, and I think my hips are way too fat for it." Wow. You just kicked that compliment from the curb, and it got run over by a truck. Then a dog urinated on it. and then something else happened to it. Wow. Really? Why did you have to say that? Could you not just accept the compliment? "Wow, Karen, you look so nice." "Oh, Dawn, thank you." Shut up. "Thank you." See, say it with me. Act surprised first, because you know you looked good. You know. Let me get to that. The compliment bait. Are you fishing for compliments? People will also do it then too. They'll say something negative about themselves. They really don't mean it. And then stop and stare at everyone like, Are you going to refute what I just said? No, I'm not. I never catch that bait. I do this to it. It never lands in my mouth. Because you're fishing for compliments. You know you look good. I know you look good. I'm going to tell you look good. Say thank you. Move on. Stop talking negative, having all of this negative self-talk. It's not nice. It's just not nice. Okay. 6, never give up on your dreams. Never. I was laughing day before yesterday. Brandy's brother, his name Ray J. And then Soulja Boy Tell 'em. I love saying his name like that. People laughing at them for their inventions. Well, now Ray J has a commercial about his headphones to help. I think my daughter said not only are they headphones, but they help the hearing impaired, and the glasses that he's created for people who wear glasses, but you fall asleep with the glasses on, so it hurts, and he's created something, first of all, genius. Then Soulja Boy with his console and all that, and people laughing at him. Well, those people are crabs in the basket. But they never gave up. And like I said, now Ray J has a commercial. People have invested. He's doing big things. People will laugh at you. I had a very wealthy client some years back, and I won't say their name because they are very popular. And this person came up with this invention, and they said to me, people laughed at me. I couldn't get an investor. And then finally someone said, oh, okay, it might look crazy. But I'm going to give you this X amount of money. Didn't give him how much he wanted. This person wanted to give them this money. Did. And now this contraption is all over the place. People will laugh at you. So what? Most times, let me tell you something. I have been told at one point in my life that I would never be anything but a worker at McDonald's. And this was said to me by someone who was supposed to love me. You're not going to be anything but an employee of McDonald's. But this is what I say to that. It's okay to work for McDonald's because a lot of those employees of McDonald's, when they're about that life, they become owners of a McDonald's. They become franchisees. So there's that. That wasn't my dream. Wait a minute. I think at one point it was. But then when they made me mop that floor and stay late, they totally wiped that dream out. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Never give up on your dream. People will laugh at you. So what? Let them laugh. And then when you blow up in a good way and you're laughing all the way to the bank, or you sell your patent and you're making cash money, so what? Stay focused. Keep your dream going. Let them laugh. It's all right. You'll survive laughter. Number 7, don't be afraid to say no. I've already talked about that. Practice it in a mirror. Get resolve. Resolve to say no. You have to find it. I know, because it was hard for me. And then when I did it, good Lord, was it freeing. No, I will not do that. No, it doesn't have to be a confrontation. Everything doesn't have to be a confrontation. And it won't be when you say it with assertion. No. Number 8, don't be afraid to say yes. Yeah. Even if it doesn't turn out the way you thought it might, you still said yes. You made a decision. That's the biggest thing. You made the decision. Okay, I'm cool with that. So what if it doesn't turn out? I still said yes. It was a decision. Number 9, be kind to yourself. Be as kind to yourself as you are to other people. Did you hear me? Be as kind to yourself as you are to other people. You are worth it. You approve of yourself, right? So say kind words to yourself. I had to learn that as well. When I say, man, Dawn, you're pretty cool. You're a decent person. Yeah. You don't have to bring up your old mistakes. That all of us have made mistakes. Some of us, huge mistakes. Forgive yourself. Then be kind. Then move on. Number 10, let go of what you can't control. Let go of what you cannot control. It ain't your business. After you do what you can, you've made that effort, you've accomplished that goal, all this other stuff goes to the left. It's out of your hands. Well, it's above me. It's out of my hands. I just can't. And you really can't. You can't control it. So why are you worried about it? My mama said, here's another one. When people are talking behind your back or you get wind that certain things have been said about you, well, that's out of your control. And she would say, why do you care what people say about you behind your back? They didn't say it to your face, so why do you care? It's out of your control. Why do you care? Boom. All of this stuff out of your control. Control what you can, make it work, move on. Number 11. Here's my favorite. Stay away from drama and negativity. Stay away from drama and negativity. It's hard, isn't it? Because in our society, we are inundated with drama and negativity. I mean, we have a whole reality show channel dedicated to drama and negativity. Seeing people punch each other in the face is negativity. Come on. And I am not immune to it. And I'm gonna tell you, my name is Dawn, and I'm here today to admit to you that I'm addicted to 90 Day Fiance. I'm addicted. All that drama, all of those train wrecks on one show, trying to get married, all of the angst. And I'm also addicted to ID and Deadly Women. I watch that with popcorn. Yes, it's negative. I will not lie to you. And though it's a sick type of entertainment, it's still negative. But let's go away from that. And the people in our lives that bring all of this drama and negativity, you can stay away from them. It doesn't mean that you have to be outright mean, but you can tell them, don't be passive aggressive about it. Just say it clearly. Say what you need to say. I'm not about that life. Not anymore. I'm not about that life anymore. I'm trying to do better for me. I'm trying to be better for me. And I can't be better if I'm constantly being surrounded by people that are constantly full of drama. And there are some people that are addicted to it. There are a lot of people that are. They eat it with a spoon. You don't have to be around these people. You do have choices, right? You don't have to be. So make that decision. Number 12. Here it is. One word. Love. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Love. Love. To love on people who aren't very nice, especially in your families. And let's be honest, a lot of our issues come from family members. A lot of our issues come from family members. It's not the stranger on the street. I'm cool with them. But you have to love people, and I don't know who said it, meet people where they are. That doesn't mean that they have to come over for Sunday dinner. It doesn't mean that you have to call them every day. And I had to learn, I had to be mature with that. And that helped me resolve a lot of my anger toward these people. Look, sometimes people just can't help who they are. That is not me saying to you that it negates all of the bad that they've done. What I'm saying to you is this: sometimes people are just sick. Easily stated. Sometimes they really don't know any better. Something just doesn't click. That doesn't mean that it has to affect your life. Meet people where they are and then make a choice. Either I'm going to deal with you or I'm going to feed you with a long-handled spoon. I love you, but I cannot have you in my space because you are toxic. And I'm trying to do better for Dawn or for my kids, because your kids are an extension of you. You can't have people in your life like that and say that you're doing better by yourself. I'm sorry, you just can't. They'll find a way, and you'll allow them to find a way to bump you off your square. That's it. And those are the 12 ways to have self-care. I hope that you wrote them down. So, that's my list. Now, let's get to the good part, all that talking. Let's get to wine of the month. And that's the good part. So, I think I need these glasses. It's getting dark. So I say wine of the month because I had to stop saying wine of the week. Some of you obviously have some issues with drinking. I'm teasing you. So they're like, what's the wine of the week? I'm not giving you a wine of the week. Wine of the month. You get one glass per week. Anyway, this is, I like Apothic. This is Apothic Inferno. And this has been aged in whiskey barrels for 60 days. And I'm going to tell you, okay, I only have this much left. I've been sipping on it. It'll ring your bell. So you have to be very careful. If I would have had this liquor while I was talking to you, my words would have been slurring and I would have gone to sleep. It is just that good. And when it hits your chest, it blooms. It goes, that's the sound I think it makes. It is very good. I enjoyed it. Of course, it's a red. It goes very well with steak. And I know that it does because I had a steak. I think it was last week. Yes, it was last week. A T-bone. My daughter grilled. It was fabulous. I would very much recommend it. Now, what else do I have to tell you? The homework. The homework is 1 week. 1 week of no negativity. Some of you aren't doing very well on that. You still watch the news. What I'm telling you is, when I say no negativity, that means no morning news and no evening news, no afternoon news, because it comes on all day. And what I find fascinating is that people think I'm crazy because I don't watch. You don't think that it's a little bit crazy that a lot of you start your day with bad news and end your day with bad news? You go to sleep on that mess. What are your dreams like? There's a little bit of trauma going on here. That's crazy to me. Now, I know you're saying, but Dawn, we need to know what's going on. Well, that's why you have you have the internet. They're constantly putting bad stuff on with pictures, which makes it even more traumatizing. So what I'm asking you to do, if you choose to accept this mission, 1 week, no news, no gossip, no gossip. If someone calls you to complain, no complaining. And every time you find yourself about to complain, you have to replace that thought with shut up and think of something happy. Something that went really well in your day. Can you do that? It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I do it. And it's hard. Because you have to monitor your thoughts. And that is hard. And you're going to find, I guarantee it. And I want some feedback on this. Come on, you guys. Give me some feedback on Twitter, on Facebook, on my blog spot. Count how many negative thoughts, if you can, flit through your mind all day, you're going to be amazed at how negative we really are. The things that we think about that worry us, how we will mull it over, how we just sit in it. We do. And it's a challenge. Are you up to the challenge? I hope so. So you have the wine, you have the homework, and now the book. The book of the month. It's going to take longer than a month, even though it's small. Dr. Phil Mcgraw. Okay. Life Code. I like this book. I'm halfway through it. It does have homework in it. It really is a fabulous book. And what got me was, I read excerpts from these books because I'm trying to encourage you to read. Reading really is fundamental. I'm trying to encourage you to read. I'm trying to encourage you to read books like this because they are very helpful. But what got me about this book when I was reading the acknowledgments and when he gets, the first chapter is a behind the scenes introduction to the new life code. And there's a part in here where he says he was shocked that the similarities between people who had sought to exploit him in different ways at different times in my life were huge. I mean, it was incredible how consistent some of these behaviors and patterns were when compared side by side. That's Dr. Phil, and that's all of us. If you go back and you make a clear list of all the people that you feel have wronged you, hurt you, you're going to see a pattern with all of them, the similarities. I've done it, and it's a little bit scary that we continue to repeat patterns if we don't call ourselves out on it, if we don't do the work. So I would recommend this book. I hope that you get it. I hope that you read it and do the homework. It has been very helpful. If you're willing to own it, if you're willing to change, everyone isn't. Everyone's not ready. So don't waste your time if you're not willing to do the work. Just don't waste your time. But if you're willing to start changing the scenery in your life, and when I say scenery, I mean the people, because let me tell you something, the moment that you start doing the deep work, that means the work, the inside out work, those folks are going to leave your life. And you have to be prepared for that. They're going to leave because you're a new person. The ones that want to change with you, they'll be the ones to stay. And those are the ones worth doing the work for. So, life code. The new rules for winning in the real world. And that is my book of the month. I hope you get it. Well, folks, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. It's wonderful being back. And when I think of other things to talk to you about, you'll see me again. I wish all of you love and peace, but mostly peace.